Hey y'all, it's Claire Zinnecker and I am back with part 2 of Round Top, the huge antique show that takes place in Round Top, Texas 3 times a year. We covered a bunch last episode, so if you missed that, make sure to check it out. But today we are diving right in, talking even more about my favorite vendors, places I like to go. Just a quick recap in case you missed it. Round Top is an antique show that takes place in Round Top, Texas, but also a few other towns around the area. It happens 3 times a year, and it is just miles and miles of vendors, tents, food, and honestly, it's really hard to describe if you've never been there. So hopefully this will help you understand a little bit more, maybe not feel so overwhelmed if you decide to go. So now let's get talking about Round Top. All right, we're at Round Top today, shopping the winter show. Come on, let's find something. The population of Round Top is just under 100 people, but during the times of the shows, the city grows with all of the visitors and vendors to over 100,000 people. It is wild how much of a change one tiny town can have just because of this antique show. There are over 60 acres of fields that are covered by the shopping tents, all of the vendors and the venues. Adams Welsh. This is the College of Wales. There is absolutely no way you could come close to seeing all of it in a day. You probably could spend the entire show trying to see it all and you wouldn't be able to. So some people go like myself for a day, and I'll go multiple times during a show, and other people will go, they'll stay a week or they'll stay a few days and make a vacation out of it. Whereas like I go really hard. I get up and I go. And if you're there for a few days, you can be a little bit more relaxed. I usually pack snacks and just plow through. I want to just go, go, go. So I snack throughout the entire day, but I will say they didn't used to have as much food as they do now, but now they have so many food options at almost every venue, so you can definitely find a lunch and dinner spot easily. But if you want to just maximize your time, bring some snacks. All right, so now we're at Blue Hills, which has a pretty diverse range of styles and also of prices. So it's a really fun one. If you can only go to one venue, it's one you might choose. It can be a little crowded, but it is fun. I always buy food when I'm here. The price points and price ranges there vary greatly. So you could pick up something for $1, or some vendors ship containers from overseas that go for tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So there's really something for every person and every budget. How much is this little mirror, Mandy?
I can't sell it right now because I don't have a replacement.
Okay, well let me know if you decide to. I think the saying goes that cash is king there. I typically don't bring cash, I bring check. It's easier for me to track things, especially when I'm purchasing for my clients, but cash is obviously the most welcome thing there. You can pay with credit card, but I will say not every vendor takes card. You might have to pay the percentage because cell service is spotty there. Sometimes credit card machines don't work. So cash is king, especially if you're hoping to barter. I think there's a little bit more wiggle room in that price if you come with some dollars in hand. Bartering is definitely something that is done there. You can haggle, you can throw your best price at them. I will say personally for me, I'm not big on bargaining. I know enough about the vendors that I go to know that they typically are giving me their best price, but I think it never hurts to ask, is this the best price you can do? And I think a little tip that I would like to give y'all is that if you go the last weekend, you get the best deals because the vendors don't want to have to lug everything back. So they're a little bit more willing to part with things at a lower price. You think they're fine outside or you think they're inside?
Oh, 2 seasons out of it.
Maybe. In Texas, one probably.
The sun will eventually just destroy them.
never gone to Round Top before, it can be incredibly overwhelming. So my dear friend and Round Top enthusiast, Leah Finn, and I put together a guide, which is a map and tips and just kind of a breakdown on a bunch of the vendors. And also we've even included our ideal Round Top days, so you can shop just like we would shop. Make sure to check out the link to purchase it. It's a downloadable guide. It's only $19.99, and let me know what you think. So now we're at the venue Market Hill, and I would say that this one is maybe a little bit higher price point, more curated finds, and some of my favorite vendors are here. So let's go take a look. This is what we have at the Ranch Project. Got them for a little bit more than half the price. Round Top fashion is such a scene. You will see people dressed to the nines when you were there, but for me, I dress comfy, I dress casual, and I dress in layers. Texas weather is wild, and you do not know what the weather's gonna do until you are standing outside in it. So I say, bring a hat, bring sunglasses, bring a jacket. Sometimes I pack shorts and I wear jeans. You just never know. Number one thing I always want are comfy shoes, because you will be walking so much. It is dusty, it is dirty, and I always want to be hands-free, so I'll either bring a backpack or a fanny pack that I can keep my checkbook, credit card, phone, tape measure, pen. That's it. Keep it simple. Round Top is a small town, so it is a one-lane each direction road that runs through all of these fields of vendors and venues. So when it's busy time, it is busy time, and you can be sitting in that traffic for hours. So plan ahead for that. I would say either try to get there early, maybe try to get there just after the shows open. There are a few roundabout roads you can go on, but not that many. So plan ahead. Make sure to factor in the traffic. A lot of people just park wherever they can park and walk up and down those roads, but you need to be careful. I'm trying to figure out how to make this mirror work in my house, but it won't. But I won't. Small town means that cell service is not that great out there, so plan ahead on that too. Make sure you have all the information you need for what you're searching for. Make sure you have all the photos, all the measurements, and make sure that you have a plan if you're meeting with friends, you have a location, you have a plan to meet if you get separated, because it's hit or miss, especially if you're trying to send a client images of like, here's a chair I found. They can get it 2 hours later and say they love it, and you've already left that vendor. So what I do is I take a picture of the item, I get all the measurements of the item, I get the information of the vendor and venue, get their contact information, and that way, if I have to text a client and I don't hear back from them till later, I can reach out to that vendor and hopefully get a hold of them, and hopefully the item is still there. You should bring a truck or bring a U-Haul if you can, but if you can't, there are shippers and delivery companies that are readily available in Round Top, and they can facilitate delivery. They go all over the US. I've delivered things to California. The vendors often have a shipping and receiving company that they will refer to you if you don't have one. Okay, y'all, so hopefully that was really helpful. I love talking about Round Top. I could talk about it for hours. And again, there is so much to talk about because it is miles and miles of antiques, so many vendors, anything you could ever want, you can find there. And I hope that sometime soon y'all can go check it out yourself. March show is coming up, and it's my favorite show, and maybe I'll see y'all there. Again, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. If there's anything you want me to cover, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow along with me on Instagram when I go to Round Top. Thanks, y'all. Bye.